Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hoof Beats. I'm Steve Peak.
And I'm JT Wiskowski, and today we're going to take a look at the crushing defeat to Tennessee State.
And also, we got a couple basketball games to look at, and as well as a number of packages on this week's edition of Hoof Beats.
Let's get to it.
Well, Murray State was not going to win the OVC, and they probably weren't going to get an at-large bid, but anytime you go into an NFL stadium, it'd be nice to come out there with a win. The Racers were at Ep.5 this past Saturday to take on Tennessee State.
Yeah, and it's really kind of depressing to see that even though there was NFL scouts there, they didn't play their best. And, man, it's really deflating that we've lost Walter. He accounts for about over 30% of our offense, and he owns the career record for most touchdowns in Murray State history. And, man, you can really tell a difference in the offense.
Yeah, Walter Powell came in, or went into that game, of course, not playing, but 15 touchdowns in 10 games. The rest of the Racers wide receiver core only combined for 5. So you can just see that.
And another thing you can see from the wide receiver core is that a lot of drop passes with Walter gone. And, you know, it's really tough to lose a perennial All-American on your offense.
Right. If the Murray State wants to finish 6-6, somebody else has got to step up. And this is something we talked about, JT, earlier. We talked about it in our second show. How Murray State was able to win close games, something they hadn't done in the past. They beat Missouri State on a last-second touchdown. They beat Jacksonville State in overtime. But the last 2 games decided by 7 points or fewer, they dropped them. They lost, of course, to SEMO, and then this past weekend they lose to Tennessee State. So starting to lose these close games.
Yeah, the injury bugs really struck us. And on defense and offense, losing Walter's huge. And then when we lost Dwayne, like I had stated in the show before, offense almost stagnant without Dwayne. Dwayne has really done a lot for our offense. And like I have stated many of times, Hatcher seems a little weird to give the ball to Jamal Berry sometimes.
Well, this, to me, losing these close games, it kind of shows how close Murray State is to maybe not winning an OVC, but at least challenging for it.
Well,
you lose those close games.
We're going to lose a lot of seniors next year, and then we still have a quarterback battle coming into spring camp.
But since Hatcher's been here, they've been right there to get wins.
Being right there doesn't get it, though.
This is how close they are.
It really doesn't.
This is how close they are. All right, you lose to SEMO. You had that game won. You had the game won.
Yeah, but you lose to SEMO because you don't give the ball to Jamal Berry.
Well, whatever way they lost the game, they barely lost it. They should have won it. They had that game won twice. So you lose that one. And then, of course, you lose to UTM. But it was a game that was close all the way to the fourth quarter. All the way to the fourth quarter,
that game was close. How do they lose to UTM? They have a quarterback carousel going on right now. And then Miller time ends at UTM. Miller time, everyone's like, oh, Miller time, it ends. And then it's Frazier time, and guess what? Still nothing.
But the game was close all the way to the fourth quarter. They were very alive. And then you go to EIU, and you take away a safety. I know we're accounting for a lot of things here, but you miss a field goal. You go for it on 4th and 1. You don't get it. If you kick a field goal there, you lose. There's 8 points
you know what
right
happened
there.
At EIU? Jimmy Garoppolo happened. That's exactly what happened.
Well, that's what we expected, but they were in that game. They were very much alive in that game, too. So these are games that they were right there to win. And, of course, we just talked about Tennessee State. And there seems like they're just a play away. And I talk about a play in particular. We'll give me a demonstration here. You played football.
Okay.
You know more about football than I do. I'm willing to admit that. But it's 4th and 1, 4th and goal from the 1.
Uh-huh.
So you need 1 yard.
Yep.
You got Mikael Miller on the sideline.
Yep.
He's a guy who's hard to bring down. You need 1 yard.
He lost his spot, though. I'm going to say that.
He lost. Okay, well, let's just go through this play here. We'll roll it. We'll come back to us. Here's what happens. 4th and 1. 4th and goal from the 1. You have a chance to make it 14-7, and you're right back in this game. You take the handoff, and you go backwards 3 yards for a handoff. Now, understand.
But this is the first time it really seems like Hatcher's had trust in his 4-star prospect, Jamal Berry.
But, again, you need 1 yard. And this isn't something Hatcher does.
Okay.
Every coach does this. I'm just wondering, as a football expert that you are, why do that? Why take the snap and go back 3 yards, and now instead of 1 yard, you need 4 or 5 yards?
Because you pray that your offensive line blocks and they don't have defensive penetration like they did. Even they put Mikael Miller in and run the quarterback sneak with the penetration they had, it doesn't matter. Okay, so come over the top. Come over the top at me. I'm right here. Where are you going?
I think Mikael Miller is big enough. If he takes a snap, you don't allow
He's getting hit by linebackers and linemen. Okay. I know. You talk about what about Matt Stafford when he did in the NFL? That's the NFL. This is the OVC, and you need linemen in the block.
I agree. You do, but if you just take the snap and go 1 yard, I like our chances better.
Come over the top. Come over the top. Come over the top. Like
we'll go out to Roy Stewart Stadium. We will run this play.
We're gonna shoot for next week.
week. We'll try that out. When we come back, we'll have some basketball highlights, and we'll talk about Murray State hoops. Stay tuned. This past Tuesday, the Racers took on the Bethel Wildcats, their last non-D1 opponent of the season, as they look to improve to 2-2.
Regardless, getting this confidence behind him, and that's going to be key for us when OVC play comes around.
I looked at him. Somebody said this to me, and it really made sense. He's an inverted Juwan Long.
Yeah, I asked you about that earlier. I was like, what is that?
Juwan Long was the guy who would go to the basket all the time, and if you played off of him, he'd shoot. He's the Dexter's the exact opposite. He'll slash to the basket if you play up on him. But he's a shooter. He's going to shoot. He's going to look to shoot first.
Yeah, he's always shooting first.
But I like his shooting has seemed to improve. But what I like from him so far is his quickness has improved. He's able to get to the basket.
His perimeter defense is much improved as well.
Yeah,
he's getting out there fast.
Another guy we're looking forward to seeing more of this season is Jarvis Williams. Got his third double-double of the year.
Guys, we've said this at a fan jam. Guy's athletic, man. A lot of block shots so far, too. That's really impressive.
He's a game changer. 25 points for Jarvis Williams. Like we said, his third double-double of the season. He had 13 rebounds to go along with those 25 points. But he looks to be the guy that's going to make we said he'd make an immediate impact. He is making an immediate impact. Now, from here on out, all tough games. And I don't want to scare anybody. I know there's Murray State fans out there like, oh, my gosh, our winning season streak is on the line. Here's how I feel about the remaining games, and at least in the out-of-conference. There is no game you can go definite win. There's no more games.
No.
All of these games from here on out, you could literally flip a coin on, I think. And there's some games where you go, it's going to be really tough to pull that win out.
Even against Valparaiso, it was close. And
yeah,
it was just a few freshman mistakes by Cameron, a few other things that the team hasn't really had the continuity together to really work on.
Just some games in out-of-conference that you're thinking about. The home games, Evansville, Lipscomb, SIU, MTSU. There's not one of those games I can say definite win.
But
you
Steve,
go on the road, so the couple of games I'm thinking of on the road. Auburn coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute. But then St. Mary's going out west. There's no way you're putting automatic wins on any of these games. So, yeah, that's kind of scary, but these guys are going to get good experience out of this. This is one of the toughest out-of-conference schedules. We talked about this in the last show. This is one of the toughest out-of-conference schedules Murray State's had in a long time. It's going to be good for these guys. I hope,
especially seeing how they adapt to a long travel to St. Mary's, because that's something that most players don't face in their career, especially people coming up from the JUCO like Jonathan and Jarvis.
Yes. Here's how I'm looking at this out-of-conference schedule. Most fans won't look at it this way. The players and the coaches are not looking at it this way. They take every game is important to them. But for me, I would love to see this team win 2 to 3 games in Nashville. 3 if they have to. Hopefully, they only have to win 2. So here's how I'm looking at these games. They're preseason. The games don't matter for me at least.
But we are one injury away, even though it's this preseason. We get injured, our winning season streak does not continue.
That is something that we are worried about. But hey, I'm looking to the future. I'm thinking this team's gonna be very tough to beat.
Even next year.
Definitely next year. But this year, in March, this team will be tough to beat. And when we come back, we have 2 racer profiles, Cameron Payne and Jarvis Williams. Stay tuned.
Lost it in the lane, picked up by Williams. He finds Payne for an open look 3. Got it. Wants to push it, lobs it for the Dunkin' Donuts dunk, and the foul. Williams with a bucket.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Jarvis Williams.
I'm Cameron Payne.
And this is my racer profile.
And this is my racer profile. Murray State was the first school to recruit me in my 10th grade year. And then going to 11th grade and 12th grade, they kept talking to me very strong. And then my parents, they said they wanted to see me play. And they thought that this would be the best fit for me. I started playing basketball when I was like 3 years old. My dad, he was always my coach, all the way up to high school basketball. Coach was saying, just Cam, be confident in yourself and just play like you normally play. And I did. All my teammates, they were telling me, Cam, you gotta shoot. You gotta put some points on the board. You gotta get everybody involved.
And the inbound pass is knocked free. It is loose. Payne's gonna run it down. Driving on Musa, floats it up, and a dunk for Jarvis Williams.
Had quite a few offers coming out of high school, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. So took the junior college route, and I ended up here. Playing against Freed Hardeman, my first game here, I was very nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I came out a little shaky first half. You know, I had a solid first half under my belt, but, you know, that second half, you know, I just broke out. You know, all the jitters was out of the way. You know, I just felt like myself. I was running better, running faster. You know, got a couple of easy buckets and dunks. You know, I was feeling good, but, you know, it's a great environment here. Like, I ain't never felt anything like it, you know, playing in front of these great people and, you know, just being a part of this tradition. You know, it's just a good feeling.
Actually, the first person I called was my dad. He told me he knew I would be there someday, and he didn't think it would be this early, but it did. So he just said, just learn. It said it would be a great experience for you.
You want to come in and learn, and you feel like the new guy, but at the same time, you got to come in and, you know, be experienced, be a leader as well.
Andrews at the top to the mid block, up and under, blocked by Williams.
The whole team, they starting to get behind me, Killer and all that. It feels good. I feel very much loved on the team.
You know, so that's what I just try to do. I just try to go out and play and don't worry about, like, you know, what people expect from you or, you know, messing up or anything like that. I just try to go out and play my hardest.
I really can't wait to have everyone in here and watch us kill a D1 team. That's what I'm ready for.
Bump, set, spike. Let's take a look at the Murray State women's volleyball team.
A lot of it is, for me, is that I want these young ladies to learn personal responsibility. And what I mean, you know, on and off the court, about being responsible for their life and for themselves, don't blame others. So when we get in here into our practices, same thing. I want them to be responsible for learning about this game. My name's Dave Schwepker. I'm the head volleyball coach here at Murray State University. I've been here at Murray State for 16 years. This is my 16th season. We work on technique and teaching them and that stuff, of course, but a lot of it is I want them to figure out and understand this game. And if they can figure it out, it's going to be kind of deeply embedded in them, much better than if I tell them, go here, do this every step of the way, and try to control everything out here. I want them to really understand the game, learn it.
Starting like 10 years old, yeah, I just love it. I still hold the record, 21 wins and 10 lost. New York head coach, Division III, head coach over there, and transfer here, assistant coach here. My name is Dongping Fang. I'm an assistant volleyball coach here, 13 years. This young team, and they need time, learn, grow up. Yeah, they are athletic and they are smart and they are very good, like a baseball ball control right there.
This team, we have a lot of potential. We just haven't fully maxed out yet, and that's kind of bad because we're at our end of our season. But I love my team, and we're on a rise. We're gonna get better.
My name is Caitlin Hudson. I'm a senior captain of the volleyball team here. I've played since I was 9, so I've played for 11 years now. I play back row for the majority of the time. I dig the balls and pass, serve, receive. They're awesome coaches. They're good people, and then they're good coaches as well, and they work as hard, but then they like to have fun too. Ping focuses on our teamwork and the plays that we run in our offense, and Coach works on our basic skills like our serving and our passing. It makes us better volleyball players.
Our strength is our athleticism and the fact that they are very good and they're getting this experience, but our weakness is that they have to get this experience, so we're struggling in the meantime. But I think all that will pay off for us.
Yeah, I think they have a very good future. You know, seniors, juniors, they should be getting much better.
The Murray State women's basketball team is off to a 2-2 start on the season, and in this next piece, Tom Vise shows us that a local talent is a key part.
Fans going to Murray State women's basketball games will be seeing many new names and faces on the team this year. One of those names will sound very familiar. Being the hometown girl playing for the local college, Starks is looking forward to the next part of her career as a racer.
It's very exciting. It's kind of nerve-wracking at times because it's my hometown and everything, but it's pretty much what I've always dreamed of, D1, and it's really, really fun. I'm starting to get used to things finally and transitioning into everything.
While staying at home was a dream come true for Jansen, she admits that there are moments when playing close to home affects her.
It has its good moments and its bad moments. Good moments is you get to be here around family, friends, but then again, if you don't play well, I mean, the pressure's on you and everything with being hometown and everybody expecting big things.
While Starks is close to home, she will have to make the transition from high school to college quickly, as she's expected to be a major contributor to this year's squad.
We started today, she'd be in the starting lineup, and that says a lot for a freshman, and you know, I think she has a chance to be a very effective player.
While Starks was one of the best seniors in the state last year with more than 25 points per game in her senior season at Murray High, she knows that is not her role when she wears the blue and gold for the Racers this year. Her role is what she does best, to pass and set up her teammates.
Not to be a big scorer, that's not what I want. I'm always the passer. I love to pass. I'd pass up any shot any day for everybody to have a pass.
Starks and the Racers take on St. Louis tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at the Bank. Last time the Racers beat Eastern Kentucky was 2004, but that was in Richmond. The last time they beat them at Roy Stewart Stadium, 1999. So it would be nice to get that monkey off your back and beat the Colonels in Roy Stewart Stadium for the first time since then.
This coming weekend, the Racers are not going to party like it's 1999. They are not going to beat the Colonels. The Colonels are too strong for the Murray State Racers. Even though the Colonels did lose to UTM, Murray State is decimated by injuries, and they will not be able to overcome them. That was shown even losing to SEMO with Dwayne Brady down. One player goes down, and our team is almost stagnant on offense.
Well, EKU comes in a team struggling as well. They lost to UTM, like you said. They got beat 68-10 2 weeks ago to Jacksonville State. So I'm not completely sold that this is as dominant as the EKU team as we've seen in the past few years. I'm taking Murray State 24-23. What do you got?
Murray State is not going to score much on offense, as they haven't since Dwayne and Walter have been gone. 27-7, the Colonels.
All right, well, we're going to switch over to basketball, and we're going to go to the preview for that. We got Auburn, SEC team, beat them last year in the Charleston Classic. But Auburn, although they come in this season a little bit improved from last year after they really struggled, gave up 72 points in the second half to Northwestern State in a 111-92 loss. What are your thoughts on the Tigers?
Honestly, we're not going to be able to keep up with their scoring. There's no way. And with our defense even allowing 50 points in an NAIA school, there's still a lot of work to be done. Especially with the loss of Zay Henderson, that's big down low. I don't think we're going to beat them.
I think Murray State can hang in there. I want them to hang in.
It's a confidence boost if they do.
Auburn already defeated Jacksonville State this past Tuesday. They beat them pretty easily, but I'd like to think that Murray State's a little bit better than Jacksonville State.
We're not Jacksonville State.
I'm hoping we're a little better than Jacksonville State, so hopefully at least we'll hang in there. I'd like to see it less than 10 points by halftime, and let's see. Give yourself a chance to win that game. You know, I don't like moral victories.
Most basketball games come down to the last 4 minutes. That's when it really matters.
Let's get to that under 4 timeout. Let's be within striking distance. But I'm going to take the Tigers 71-64. I do think that we have at least the players to keep this game close.
I don't even think it'll be that close. 72-50 is what I got, and it's just still a lot of inexperience on the defensive side. And that's all the time we have today for Hoof Beats. Thanks for tuning in, Racer fans, and have a good night.